Hi everybody, I am back with Project Life Part 1 of July 2021, and I am working with a little 6x6 paper pad that I had from Michael's that had kind of like a beachy, summery vibe to it, and it also had some cut apart sheets within the 6x6 paper pad, so I have some of those that I placed there in the top right. The photo that I just put in that little flip flap pocket, those are from Close to My Heart, and you can get those. I do have a demonstrator, so if you're interested in purchasing anything like that, just let me know and I can leave her information. I will try to remember to put in the info box, but I may not remember to do that. So if you do have questions about Close to My Heart and you would like to have a rep or you would like some of these flip flap pockets, please let me know and I can shoot you her information. So with these little die cut or cut apart sheets that I had, I thought they looked a little bit blendy in. So I'm basically taking all of them and I'm going to mount them on white cardstock and then trim them out so they have a border. So I pretty much did that all off camera just because that's really boring to watch. So I just added that to all of them. And I also took that photo in the top right with the rainbows on it, and I also mounted that to white cardstock as well, just because I thought it made it look a little bit more popped off the page. And now I'm just going to use some of these offcuts here. This is some glitter paper that is orange that I'm going to add as a border. It just helps that kind of anchor that photo down or that die cut down. So I'm going to add that there. I'm going to trim off that excess piece. And then I'm going to continue to work on other parts of this layout. Again, just gluing the back of this, and actually I realized the paper that I ended up using to back these was just some scrap paper that I had. I was actually at a crop here, and they always give you kind of the agenda for the week and things like that, and since I had it sitting there and why waste it, I used that to mount my photos on. So that's kind of a tip. If you don't have like white cardstock, just use a little scrap piece of white paper. It really, for a border like that, it really doesn't make much of a difference. So now I have this washi tape that has these gold dots on it. I thought it kind of went well with the layout, and I wanted to bring some more green to the page. So I am going to take this and put it around to various places on the layout, just adding some more color, texture, that kind of thing to the page. And this washi tape is backed, so I usually cut it off and then I peel the backing off of it because it has that gold foil on it. They put a backing on it so that when you pull the tape off the roll, it doesn't pull the gold foil off with it. Going to add a couple more pieces of this washi tape here. Again, another way to anchor this photo. That photo right there that I'm working on, that was a picture that I did. I think last week I showed you that I did some tatting. That was a new technique I learned. And I actually made the little tatting circles into birds, and I made a tag there. It was part of the 52-day tag challenge, or 52 tag challenge by Handmade. That was a challenge last year. I didn't actually finish the challenge, but I've started working on them again because I really enjoyed it. But when summer came, I just kind of got busy and I stopped making the tags. But that was one of the last ones I made, was a little bird tatting tag. And I just made like a little scene with birds on it. I thought it was cute. So now I'm taking more of those pieces of washi and I just kind of stuck it at the top of each of those two, the strawberry and the rainbow one, because I thought it looked cute, make it look like it was adhered by that. I have these really pretty hot pink doilies in my stash, and I thought those would work well with the color scheme here. So I'm just kind of measuring and trying to figure out how much of this doily I want to put on here, because I'm also going to put the chipboard, or no, sorry, the wood veneer love on top of this. And I'm just going to trim off the excess here, and I'm going to use that doily later on in the layout. So I really like how that looks. I think it anchors it perfectly. And I'm going to glue that down with some liquid glue. I thought that was the best glue to use instead of a dry adhesive in this instance. I really like that art glitter glue, especially with the little thin tip on it. I used to use a fine liner bottle, which was also nice, but it was kind of a smaller bottle and the tip was a bit thicker. This was even thinner, and I like the glue. The glue is a bit thinner than the Scotch, I think it's Scotch Quick Dry. I'm not sure if it's called that still, but the art glitter glue is a little bit thinner glue, but it holds just as well, and I really like it. So I've been using that recently. These little letters here are bean board alphas from Jilly Bean Soup, I believe. Again, something I've had in my stash forever that I got Tuesday morning. And I spelled out Sasha, which is our ferret's name. And now I had some other die cut pieces that I'm going to figure out a place for them. I just pulled out colors that matched the paper that I was using. So I have that cool things. I have travel. I just added that happy banner. I have this gold banner here from Heidi's Swap that I'm not sure. No, I'm not going to use it because I'm going to end up using that little piece there that I put under the number 4. This was 4th of July weekend. I also used that ampersand. I thought it brought the gold nicely into the layout in the bottom right hand corner, and I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to use an ampersand for. It really doesn't stand for anything, but I thought, hey, it brings a pretty gold to it, and I like the kind of like aesthetic or the look of the ampersand, so I added it down. I actually took that little gold banner that I was starting to add earlier. I did put it up there with the little tatting tag that I have, and now I'm just going to adhere all that stuff down. So I kind of spare you again watching me glue literally all these pieces down. I literally just put them exactly where they were. So I'm now journaling on this little card here. Going to add that down to the top right of that photo, and just adhering some more of the pieces that I didn't adhere earlier. And on this particular layout, I have a couple different flips because I have quite a bit of pictures from this week, and I didn't want to spread them out onto 2 different spreads because there wasn't quite enough for 2 full spreads. So you're going to see here that I'm going to make a couple different flips. One I mentioned earlier, which is the one with the picture of my ferret on it. I used one of the flip-flap pockets from Close to My Heart. And I am just trying to make another card that's going to go on the back of that. So when you flip it over, there's something on the back. So that is that colorful paper that's sitting kind of in the middle of the layout. That was from a Scraptastic kit. It's supposed to look like, what is it called? Like the spray cans, the spray paint. Spray paint. So I cut that out and I punched out a circle. I thought the life is good was really cute, but I wanted to kind of make it pop off a bit more. So I found another part on that spray paint paper that was red, and I thought that was a nice contrast to the rest of this particular card, and I think that kind of lifts that life is good off the card a little bit more. I will end up adding that circle to here, the middle, just kind of contemplating if that's what I want to do or not. I felt like it was kind of blending in, so I'm going to also mount this one like I did the other little die cut pieces, cut apart pieces, and I do cut this out by hand. I'm actually pretty impressed at how nicely it looks because I'm not very good at cutting circles. It ended up actually looking rather nice and it wasn't too wonky, so I was pretty excited and happy about that. Now I'm going to adhere that down, and then I'm going to put both the photo and this card in the little pocket, and then it will kind of flip up and you'll see the life is good underneath. So I thought that worked out nicely. These flip flap pockets are really awesome. They're so much fun. And you don't really need one of these flip flap pockets, which I'm going to show you here in a little bit. I think that was the only one I might have had today, or I may have ran out. I don't remember. But you can see here I have a couple more photos that I need to also flip up. So I'm just going to do a different technique where you don't need the flip flap pockets. I'm going to glue this to another piece of cardstock, and I wanted the colorful side as well. So I'm just fitting that in, and then I'm going to trim it out so it's the exact same shape as the 3x4 card. And you can see here on the bottom of this particular 3x4 card, there is some cutout pieces because that paper was used for another layout where I did some silhouette cutting. And what I'll do is I'll cover up where that part of the cutout was so that you don't even notice that it was there. So now I'm just taking some scrap white copy paper and I'm going to make a hinge with this, and that's what I'm going to use to actually make my little flip here. So I'm just trimming it down to size, and I'm going to add adhesive to both sides. I'm going to tuck in half of it on the top, and then the other half is going to actually wrap around the back of the other 3x4 photo. So you can see here I'm going to stack them up, wrap it over, and now it hinges. I'm going to do the same thing with this photo of me and my daughter. Just adding some adhesive before I put the photos together this time. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to glue the photos together here in a second. Just taking off some of this extra adhesive. Oh, I wasn't ready to glue it down even though I put adhesive, so I'm just using my adhesive eraser to get that off for now, so I don't make a mess. I'm flipping that over. I have not adhered the back of that 4x6 card yet. And so here I'm just removing that adhesive because I don't want it to stick. I put it in the wrong spot. So now I'm adding adhesive to the back of what's going to go for this photo here. And I'm just kind of lining everything up, and then I'm going to smash everything together, and then it lines up really nicely and you have another little flip. And then lastly, I'm going to do it here as well. I don't end up showing it on this one since I already showed you twice what I did. But basically, I'm going to take these 3x4 photos, use some washi tape to stick them together. And then I am going to put that picture of the back of our car on this the two 3x4 photos and have another flip here. Again, same thing I did earlier. I'm going to glue the 4x6 down. Some of this cut apart, or where I had the silhouette cuts, is going to show. So I'm going to use some of that doily that I had left over to cover up those spots. You're going to see here that here in a second. And I like the blue part of this paper, so I'm using the back of it. I thought the blue looked nice with the other blues that were in the layout. And see, you can see where the silhouette has cuts there. And I'm going to take this doily and then cover that up. And I'm also going to take some washi tape because the doily wasn't quite big enough. And then that I think looks really nice and works well. And it also brings in that doily throughout the page. All right, so that is glued down, just trimming off some of the extra that was hanging over. And then I am going to make a flip here. Again, the same way I just did on the other two. And I don't think I show all of this. Maybe oh no, I didn't. I didn't cut it, or I cut it out. All right, I'm going to add this label here. I'm going to add some journaling to talk about the car ride because we had all 3 dogs with us on this car ride. We went out to a friend's house to go on their lake for 4th of July, and we couldn't leave the dogs. We thought we were going to spend the night. We actually didn't end up spending the night, but all the dogs came with us, so that was an adventure. And they were all over my daughter's lap. And there is that card. So that's pretty much it. I'm just going to do a little bit of journaling on a couple of these cards, and I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. I will be back again hopefully very soon to share some more scrapbooking layouts with you guys. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.